Thank you all for coming. I'm Dr. Jarita, and I'm a family practice doctor, and I'm a self-proclaimed foodie, and I'm the owner of Zion Family Practice and the owner of Dinner with the Doctor, where I help busy professional women get healthy meals ready fast, even when you feel like you don't have the time or energy for that. My practice that I went to when I first left residency was nothing like the practice that I had dreamed of. For years, I had dreamed of out-of-the-box doctor's office where I have family medicine, but we also have healthy cooking classes, and we also have community garden and really have a relationship with the community. But the place where I worked basically was a pill mill, not in the sense of narcotics, but in the sense of I was running past the patients with a few minutes to see them, handing out prescriptions and on to the next one. They literally had a timer outside of the door that would beep when it was time for me to move to the next person. And this was nothing like what I felt I had signed up for, not the type of physician that I wanted to be. And also, I felt that I was stuck there because I had signed up for loan repayment with them. So I was kind of in a rut and not able to get to the type of practice that I wanted. And also I didn't have any say-so. When I had what I thought were innovative ideas, they were kind of pushed to the side, like, hey, you do your job as the prescriber in chief, and we don't need your ideas. We just need you to keep running the patients through the mill. So went through about 2 years of that. And then I ended up moving to a clinic around the corner, and that clinic was a dream. It was everything that I ever imagined. They had acupuncturists on staff. They had herbalists. They had a community garden. They had a kitchen where we were having cooking classes for the patients, and they were making herbal tinctures for the patients from herbs they were out of the garden. It was absolutely incredible, but it wasn't home. This was in New Orleans, and I'm actually from Maryland, and we had no family there. We were just there for the loan repayment program, and we didn't know anybody except for the people that we worked with. So I ended up moving back home after a few years with the intention of starting up my own clinic with a similar model. But of course, things didn't go as planned. And I ended up what I thought was gonna be a temporary position, doing some locum tenens work while I got my business off the ground, ended up turning it into a permanent position. And I stayed at a job for years and years, stayed there for way too long and not working on my passion. And I would kind of dabble in trying to get the business together here and there, but life was happening and I had medical issues and I had surgery and I had financial stuff. And year after year, I'm writing down the same goal to open the clinic, and it wasn't happening. And I didn't know what to do about it. Fast forward to this year, and this year I was like, this year it has to happen. This year we're gonna finally get this clinic off the ground. And I found space in my childhood church that they were gonna let me renovate and make into my own office, and got on a couple of insurance panels, and we were ready to rock, getting ready to start doing the renovations, and then COVID came. And you know, everything shut down, and with there being a church, we couldn't have a certain amount of people in the church, so couldn't do any renovations. It's basically closed. Forget that, it's not happening. And then at the same time, the job that I was at, that I was trying to phase out and drop some days there and start gradually working for myself, they furloughed me because I was not on staff. I was an hourly physician. So they basically furloughed everybody who was hourly or PRN. So here I am trying to start a business, but now I'm jobless and also collected unemployment. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out what it is that I'm gonna do. And I had a lot of time to do some soul searching and doing a lot of cooking and gardening and thinking about those old plans. And at the same time, that's when I found EntreMD Business School. I didn't find the business school first. I actually listened to a webinar that Dr. Una had, and it sounded great. And she was talking about doctors thinking outside of the box. And I knew it's what I needed, but I was reluctant. One, because I had been used to trying to piecemeal everything together, taking some information from a webinar here and looking at YouTube videos, trying to figure out how to get my social media together, and basically trying to cobble together a business. And also I was trying to do it as cheaply as possible. But I knew I needed to do something different. I knew I needed to make an investment, because I could not go into 2021 with the same goal on my list that was here in 2020. I have to get the clinic open this year. And one of the things that EntreMD Business School has done for me is it helped me clarify things. It helped me figure out who my client is and who I'm speaking to. I couldn't figure out why people weren't biting when I was posting, or I was writing blog posts, or on social media. I couldn't figure out why nobody was really engaging with it. It's because I was trying to speak to everyone. I didn't know who my ideal client was. Now I know who that is. That's the busy professional woman who needs to get food on the table fast, but it needs to be healthy and it needs to not take all day. Now my message is clear. I know exactly what I'm saying and who I'm speaking to. And the other thing that I'm learning with EntreMD is to pivot. The things that I thought were going to be my live offerings, where I was planning to have healthy cooking classes leading up to opening the clinic as part of the marketing, and then just part of the overall strategy of the clinic, I'm pivoting to turn that onto online cooking classes. So now anybody anywhere in the world who has an internet connection can join my classes. It's not limited to the people who are patients at the clinic or who go to the church or who are in the neighborhood. It's really expanding my reach. So those are some of the things that I'm learning. And then I would say that my number one business tip is to never give up, that the path that you take to get to your destination is probably going to change and you're going to have to take a circuitous route, but never give up on the final destination. Keep going, keep getting back up no matter what happens, and you will eventually get there. If this resonates with you, if you are interested in getting a new family practice doctor in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, you can follow me on Instagram at Dr. Jarita, and the website will be coming up soon. And then I'll also post a link in the chat. I have a freebie for you. It's a COVID Thanksgiving freebie. And what it is a shopping list and recipes so that you can do a scaled down Thanksgiving. So it's smaller portion sizes, and then it's also some healthy swaps. So you can sneak in some vegan stuff and healthy stuff into the soul food / Thanksgiving food and make it a little bit healthier for your family. And then when you sign up, you'll be on my email list, and you'll be the first to know when the clinic opens. You'll be the first to know when we launch the website for the Dinner with the Doctor cooking classes. And I'm happy to have you. And thank you for listening to me, and never give up.